Welcome to episode. What is this going to be? This is going to be episode 2 of the Before You Binge presents the Post-Binge Podcast. And today, I've actually got. Let me turn down this before I get another copyright. Today, I've got my first 2 female guests.
Yay!
On my left, we got Anna, and we also have Jennifer. All right, that's like first time I called you Jennifer.
I know, don't say that. Just call me Jen.
Okay, Jen is here. What I usually like to do when I first start off, I like to just ask my guests, tell them a little bit about your guys' selves.
That's hard.
That's hard. It's too
hard.
It's too broad. Just do a little. When you go to class for the first class, and you'll be like,
it.
"Where'd you come from? Where'd you go? What classes did you take?" Icebreaker games like that. Like just a little bit about yourself before we get started.
I'm a student, and I have a dog.
Boring. Oh, that's not boring.
And I have a dog. Yeah.
Her dog is fucking cute as fuck. Maybe we can get him in the video later. We'll see.
Actually,
We'll see. Maybe.
Where do I start? I'm just currently working right now as a care aide at UBC Hospital, and I'm doing my prereqs for nursing.
And you're dating a hot ass piece of ass.
But he's not here though.
So
He's not here. He's lazy. He's sleeping right now.
Always sleeping. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
This is the second episode, so I'm your host, obviously Tawfiq. But yeah, this episode is gonna be about Friends, a classic episode, classic shows, classic sitcom, probably one of the best sitcoms of all time. I would think so, right?
Yeah.
So far we've done a lot of comedies, but this is actually probably my childhood sitcom, the one I've watched the most over and over, and I probably watched this show like 10 times over. And honestly, I can like remember each episode. I can literally mouth the words while I'm watching them. If I'm watching it, like I can mouth the words. I can put it on mute and mouth the words. So yeah.
Nice.
So first thing I'm gonna do is how we met. I've known Anne since like elementary school. I don't even know how long now. It's been like.
It's like 7 years old.
Damn, yeah. We were youngins, and we grew up in the like same areas and went to the same elementary school. And I was still friends. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. That's a long time.
Yeah, it's a freaking long time, man.
Damn.
Now, most people cut off like people from even high school after like 2 years out of high school, so it's pretty rad. Jennifer and I met.
Don't say that, Jen. Call me Jen.
Jen and I met from Den and Anne, both of them. You actually met her before you met...
I met Anna first before I met Din.
Because I still met you before you and Din got together. Your man got together.
Wait, what? No, you didn't.
No. Yeah, but at Fortune, no?
But technically that counts.
Yeah. I guess, but
that's
like,
different. That's different.
Honestly, I don't remember meeting you that night.
Damn, I hate you. I don't remember you.
To be honest,
I think I said hi and then I didn't.
Yeah, I think that's it. But other than that, I don't remember.
Well, like you were pretty effed up that night.
So yeah, true.
That makes sense.
Rugrats. Okay, let's get to the show. Okay, so I just usually want to start off with when was the last time you even saw an episode or watched Friends?
A few weeks now.
Yeah,
it's like my background show.
Oh, you still watch it? Like even after you're done? You finished it recently, didn't you?
Yeah, but then like it's when I'm like studying and doing notes, I want like background noise, so I play Friends. It's like one of those shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the last time I watched it was a few weeks ago too. I finished the whole entire TV series, but it's like I put it on when I'm about to sleep, and then I just fall asleep to it.
Yeah, it's like one of those shows when you're like, you know?
Yeah, because you don't need to pay attention because you've seen it so many times. Or like, even if you haven't seen it, you can always go back and rewatch it. Like, you fall asleep to it. That's why I have to, when I go to sleep with a show, it can't be like an hour show where you have to pay attention.
Yeah, I know.
Then,
that's true.
Yeah. I always watch like shows that like you can just The Office or like Friends or the 70s show, like something I could just put on and just fall asleep and not care about. Yeah, for me, the last time I watched it is actually, this is probably the longest break I've taken from this show, and it's probably like 1.5 years or something.
I literally just let it play in the background.
Yeah.
So
when you like study and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, I always have so many shows rotating. So many shows rotating that like I didn't have a chance to watch Friends again. But I did rewatch the whole thing from season 1 to 10 recently.
How
well,
many
like a year and a
times
half.
have you watched it?
From like 1 to 10?
Yeah.
I think from 1 to 10, season 1 to 10, I've only done that like maybe twice.
Ooh.
Yeah, but then
Same here, yeah.
but then I've like watched like random episodes on TV when it was on TV before even Netflix was around, you know.
That's true.
I watched it back then like nonstop, or when it was I think airing on NBC at the time. Back like 2000s, man.
Fun fact, I just started watching Friends this year.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
Listening, I
You're
was like,
so late. But
I
that's
know.
pretty cool. You have like a late gainer, and then like, when did you start watching it? Like
When it like
when it
came out, basically.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. I watched it on
so
TV.
when we were kids and stuff.
Yeah, when we were kids.
That's
I
how
don't
I was
know.
kind of watching it too. But I don't think I caught on to it when it was like coming out weekly though. I was like, it's done, but like it just finished. Like,
okay, but what year did it end?
It like ended like 2004 or something.
Yeah.
Like it
So
was
technically,
really,
we were
like little kids.
5.
Yeah.
Wait, that doesn't make sense. How do you even remember
math.
that?
It's not 5. That was like
Like when we were 10.
yeah, when we were like 10.
10?
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah.
But then we
Obviously
weren't
can't
like for me
Yeah, I
when
was like, the math.
when I was watching, like I didn't watch the whole season all at once because there was no Netflix at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah.
I would just watch random.
Random episodes. Or
Episodes
sometimes they
on
would
TV.
show this an episode and then go on to the next episode the
Yeah.
day later. Like,
Yeah.
or every day it would show a different episode. And I like that better than weekly because you don't have
Yeah,
to really...
I
It
know.
was like every day you come home from school, 7 p.m. or 8 p.m.
Yeah.
it would be on. And it would be on so many different networks too when it was rerunning. So that's how I used to watch TV shows is reruns. Like all these shows before Netflix was around was all reruns. So did you even watch any shows before Netflix? Because I know you didn't even have cable. Man.
I know. So
Yeah.
I'd say that 70s shows.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I watched that on TV too.
Yeah, that was my UPN and like all.
Like Pimp My Ride and all those
Oh,
things.
yeah.
So, so it was
MTV.
different. It was like different from this. That's
Yeah.
why I'm like, I don't remember it.
I love Netflix and all the streaming
Yeah, I
series.
know.
It's
Yeah.
so dope. But then I feel like it evolved because it went from like watching it weekly or watching it reruns, and then it went into like when did the recording come out? When you had the PVRs and stuff where you can record it. So I never
yeah.
like actually waited for the show. I just recorded it and then come and skip the commercials. Yeah, I would just skip the commercials, and then now it's Netflix, which is basically that.
Yeah.
You pay monthly though.
Honestly, during the 2000s, I watched Teletoon
Teletoons? Yeah, that's like
and Family Channel.
oh yeah.
So it was
Family
all
Channel.
it was a lot of Disney and all those things. So with this, I
True.
didn't really I wasn't really interested because I wanted to watch like Teletoons and like.
I
Family.
watched a lot of Family Channel too, man. There was like Sweet Life and Zach and Cody,
Ooh,
Hannah
yes.
Montana. There was
That's so Raven.
That's So Raven.
Yeah, but then if
even
you-
Stevens.
If you get Disney Plus and you watch it now, it's pretty
it's
cringe.
trash, right?
It's so cringe.
That's a lot of these our old childhood shows. You think it's gonna be you're so excited, you click on it and you're
So
like,
cringe.
what the fuck is this?
And I'm like, why did I even like it?
yeah. But when you're a kid, you get so excited for like every time it came on. I remember loving Corey in the House so much.
Oh
That
yeah.
was really good.
Yeah, but
It was
now I
always-
thought I would probably want to slap Corey, man, because it looks so cringe now.
It would always play after that. So
Yeah,
Raven.
especially
I
when
remember.
That's What Raven just finished up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like these early 2000s shows. Like Friends was like one of those early 2000s, late 90s shows. I think that was like the best time for sitcoms and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like all the best sitcoms came out around that time.
The 90s,
So like
yeah. for
90s
sure.
and 90s, like early 2000s, like That 70s Show. We had Friends, Seinfeld. We had
Did you watch Full
King of
House?
Queens. Full House was
Ooh,
like the
I
80s,
loved
90s
Full
show.
House.
Yeah. Full House was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a show that you can't watch now because it's cringe. But like
It
back
is.
then, it used to be so fun to watch. But
Yeah.
now it's like the sitcoms are kind of dead. Like laugh tracks, they're done.
Mhm.
You
Oh yeah,
know
no,
that?
those are definitely
Yeah, laugh tracks now it's so you can't pull it off anymore.
It's just it feels so forced and it's
Now,
like,
comedy is more like Brooklyn Nine-Nine and The Office.
Yeah.
Like random stuff.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is my favorite.
Yeah.
But it's a
For
solid
sure.
show, and that's the thing. There's no more laugh tracks in any of those shows because I think their comedy has actually gotten better. It's just the comedy has evolved, but you have
Mhm.
to be careful now because the world is
Especially,
soft.
I know.
The world is
For
so soft
sure.
now. So you
That's anything to offend anyone.
no exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out what you say, and then that's the thing. Like for this, I like to say whatever I want. So,
Mhm.
but then I know it's gonna fucking bite me in the ass sometime later. We'll see. But I know I've done already the couple other podcasts, and we were already talking. I'm like, oh shit, should I have not said that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I don't know, but I was like, and then I had to like apologize. I had to like backtrack a little
Trigger
bit.
warning.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, don't get butthurt. I'm just joking, relax. But like some people take it so like some people, man, they get so butthurt. I'm like,
For
these guys are
sure.
comedians, or this is a
Mhm.
show that's not like real. If you're like fucking Donald Trump and doing this shit, then
For
you're
sure, because like
on the
he's
presidential
like
campaign.
everyone looks up to
Yeah,
the president.
that's
so,
different. That's
yeah.
like, okay, you shouldn't be making those type of jokes. But if Donald Trump said those type of jokes on SNL or something, then I'll be like, oh, that's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Or I'll be like, oh, whatever, that's a joke.
Mhm.
But he's saying this while he's like campaigning to become rerun
The
as president.
president.
Like, yeah, it's pretty wild. That's yeah. Oh yeah, for the show, who you guys' favorite characters? Okay, there's two questions actually. Favorite character and favorite actor, two different things.
I think my favorite actor is Joey for sure.
Joey.
But
So-
Chandler makes me laugh so much.
So actor is Matt LeBlanc as Joey.
Yeah.
So Joey the actor and Chandler is your
My
character.
favorite character, yeah.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
I like those choices. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard with these six, but
It
like there
is.
is the top tier
Yeah.
of people that most people prefer. How about you?
I'd say Joey for the character, and actress would be Jennifer
Jen
Aniston.
Aniston.
Jennifer
She's so
Aniston.
hot.
She is. She's so
She's
pretty.
Yeah.
so hot. When you like
Yeah.
look,
You know, out of all six of these, she's the one that's aged so
So well,
compared to
yeah.
the rest. Like you look at
For sure.
Joey, Matt LeBlanc is like gray haired, and then
Chandler.
guys-
Oh,
Courtney Cox
my-
too. Like look like she aged. She's done a lot of things.
No,
too.
but
Yeah.
Chandler.
Oh, Chandler
The
went
guys
the
age so
worst.
bad.
Yeah, the guys all age. Like
For
Chandler
sure.
went from like 30 to like
Yeah.
60. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Even Phoebe, she looks
Yeah.
super old.
Yeah.
Jennifer
Aniston.
She is,
right?
yeah.
He kept it.
Her and
yeah,
Brad
sorry.
Pitt, are they back together? Or
No.
what?
Is that a real thing?
No,
I
no,
don't
no. It
No?
can't be. No.
But, like,
Wait,
it's-
where did that even come from?
Did you not see like what awards was it? She got an award and like they kissed each other at backstage and stuff.
Wait, they have like footage of it or like
yeah, like
photos?
a picture, like her, like oh my god, hey, you
Dude,
know.
the
It's
media
like-
makes a big deal out of everything, yo. They do that all the time. I doubt it, but like I remember that episode when Brad Pitt.
I know.
came.
I was like, oh my god, you guys are together.
That time they were together. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty cool. Because I hate when they do this when they bring out big actors in the show though, where they clap and applause anytime they show
yeah.
up. You know what I mean? Like as soon as
Mhm.
they make their first appearance, and the Brad Pitt did this. I think I remember because he was like waiting for the applause to stop because you can't say anything.
Oh, that's true.
You have
Because
to
it's
wait
a
for the
live
laugh
audience,
track. Yeah,
right?
it's a live audience. You have to wait till the laugh track and all that stuff stop. The applause.
Yeah.
The applause was so long, and he's just like waiting to say his next line, like awkward.
It's awkward.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, if this didn't have like any if it didn't have any laugh track, it'd be a huge pause in between
Mhm.
every word.
That's true.
Right? Like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's pretty funny, but yeah, the media always does this. I don't know. Jennifer Aniston's still single. I thought she'd be like married by now.
She.
I'm
I think
surprised
She
actually.
was like on and off with a bunch of people, but then
Yeah.
like nothing long.
Someone
term.
needs to
Telling
clap her
you.
down, dude.
Her heart
Put
is
a
still
ring
with
on
Brad. That's why.
I think so. Yeah,
They're
that's what
a good
everyone
couple.
swear to
They're a
says.
God.
couple.
Yeah.
They seem like a good couple. But Brad Pitt's still
Brad
single
Pitt has
too, huh?
Lots of problems though.
Does he not have kids or?
He does.
He does with
With,
Oh,
Angelina.
yeah,
Angelina Jolie.
They have a lot.
Yeah.
They have like
Yeah, because
Six.
they
Dawson.
adopted a bunch, right?
yeah.
That's
But I think
that's
because
crazy.
he has
Can you
problems.
imagine Brad Pitt? You have like fucking Angelina Jolie and then Jennifer
know.
Aniston on one each side.
yeah,
Where's Brad Pitt, man? Damn, that
I
guy's a goatee right there.
he's handsome though.
He is very handsome. For me, I don't know. Favorite characters? Favorite character? I think I'd probably. It's hard, man. I think I like. There's like different versions though, you know what I mean? Like I hated Ross in the first like 4 or 5 seasons, and then after he got 3 divorces, he became so fucking crazy, and it was funny.
Honestly,
Like,
like
remember
the
Angry Ross and stuff? Like,
yeah, I know. I
I
didn't
love
like
that
him either.
I hate him in the
For sure.
beginning because he was like a little bitch, you know,
Mhm.
like
Yeah, he was meh.
yeah,
It was okay.
and he was boring. But then
Yeah.
it became funny when he became like Red Ross and like when he became all angry all the
That
time.
episode where he was seeing someone that was like really dirty, like their house.
Oh,
yeah.
that was so funny.
And then he was trying to like hint her, like, do you want to go back to my place? And
Yeah.
she's like, no offense, but like
Your place
your
smells.
place
or
kind of
something.
Yeah.
smells. And he's
Had
like,
this funny
"What?"
smell.
And then when they were like trying
They
to
were
like
hooking up,
get
yeah.
into it, he was like, ah, but he was actually
Dude,
screaming because
when
something
he-
was running.
When he was like put his finger into something and it was like a black ink or some shit that came out
Mm.
of it, and then there was like a rat he killed.
that,
Oh.
that was
That
pretty
was a-
funny.
The funny is at the end when Monica came to clean his is rude.
Yeah, like-
Oh, yeah.
Enough at the end. I love that about Friends too, is where they have the ending when the show's done. They have a little outro, and it's like always hilarious. Some sort of like outro. Because nowadays it's all intros. You know, it's like The Office, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think it's called
Oh yeah.
cold or hot, something like that. It's like cold openings or something, where they just go right into the show without the intro, and then do like a little skit, like
Yeah,
so they do that.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine
does
too.
that in the right in the beginning. It's to kind of hook your audience in right away.
Yeah.
But Friends does that, but they also do an outro, which is nice. Yeah, I like that
That's
about them.
true. I didn't
Yeah.
really realize that.
But Friends, I don't know. My favorite character, I think, is gonna be Joey still.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I love Joey. He's so funny.
He's so funny.
Just how stupid he is. You know, from what I was saying in the other podcast, my favorite characters are usually the smart, dumb people. But Joey's just dumb.
He's
you
straight
know?
up dumb, yo.
Yeah,
Straight up.
like these dumb characters have evolved in every show. Like Kevin from The Office, he's very dumb, but he's smart because he's an accountant and he's smart. And then like every show has that 70 show, Kelso's just dumb. There's another show that How I Met Your Mother. There's Marshall.
Yeah.
He's hella smart. This guy's a lawyer, but then he's dumb as fuck sometimes. He did like Beer Kelly's thing, like. So that's why I kind of like Joey, because he's just a dumb, lovable
he's,
guy.
Like, perfect for his role.
Yeah,
Like,
he
Yeah,
killed
he plays it really well.
Yeah, to be honest, I think he's my favorite actor and character. I think he played his actor. He killed it as an actor too. But Ross also kills it as an actor because he went through some dramatic scenes with Rachel, and
That's true.
But honestly, I don't really like the way Ross acts.
No?
Like, it's kind of awkward. Like, I don't know. I just don't.
Also Jennifer Aniston, because do you know those scenes where they're breaking up and they're fighting? I thought the acting in those scenes were crazy when they're the serious shit, when they're like when they were locked in, the friends were locked into the other room while they're fighting.
Yeah.
That was pretty intense. I thought that was pretty good acting.
Maybe from Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer killed it She
Yeah,
killed those
for
scenes
sure.
for sure.
To be honest, with Joey and Ross's character, I haven't watched him anything else besides Friends.
Yeah,
So I don't know how they are.
Ross, I've never seen anything
Like,
else.
I don't
Is there
think
any
so,
other
yeah.
like
Joey
big
actually
movies?
same. I've seen him. He's had he had a spin-off for Friends.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he had a show called Joey.
What?
Yeah, they went to California.
Like the Cleveland show?
Yeah, like the Cleveland show, a spin-off. Joey went to LA to become a more Hollywood actor, and it
Makes
lasted
sense.
like a season and a half or something. It was like canceled. It was pretty trash.
Is that on Netflix?
No.
The Joey show is called?
No, it's called the Joey Show. Look it up.
What
I
the
think it's
heck?
called the Joey Show. I'll look it up
What?
real
That's so
quick.
funny.
I'll show
That's
you.
literally like the Cleveland show from
Yeah.
Family Guy.
It's
That's
pretty funny,
funny.
but like,
Maybe I'll
yeah.
search it
See,
up.
it's just called Joey.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it's just him, and he's playing Joey from the
Is
from
it
Friends.
when like the season ended? Like the series
the
ended?
series ended maybe like a year after. Yeah, they just want to
Oh.
keep making money.
This is
I
the
guess.
first time I heard about
Because
it.
do you know how much
Really?
money they made
I
from
bet.
Friends?
Mhm.
The last couple seasons, I think for sure season 10, each character per episode made $1 million.
Per
Per
episode?
Per episode.
Whoa.
And they were like 20 something episodes.
Maybe that's why they're like.
And it started like 10,000 or something like that.
Maybe with them, that's why they're like, don't
Sheesh.
need to act anymore.
No,
Got
literally.
enough money.
And they keep playing reruns, so they still have to pay them royalties.
Yeah.
And Netflix, did they do? They
didn't take it
signed
off.
it. They
They
didn't.
took it off.
Oh,
they
took-
did?
I think they're
Why?
gonna.
Yeah,
But, like,
I
it's been
remember
so
saying
long,
they're
though.
gonna, but I think there was some protest or something that they didn't want it off, so they might end up keeping it. So I don't know. I gotta check up on that.
The only actors that are actually still acting is Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox. Maybe.
And
Yeah.
Phoebe.
Really?
and-
Phoebe, I see her sometimes.
I swear to
in
God,
other
she
things.
was in like what's that show? How to Get Away with Murder? Wait, no.
no,
she
I don't
was
think
not
she's
in that.
in it.
I don't remember what she, but I've seen her in something else.
The one with. Okay, never mind. I forgot.
Courtney Cox had like her own show. I remember it was called Dirt or something like that. She had her own show, and then
Yeah.
but it wasn't good. But all these actors, I want to get into like real world things though with like some of the themes. So like, what would you guys do if your significant other pulled a Ross with the break shit?
And cheated when they're on
Well,
a break.
Okay, let's argue now about this. Is it a what's a break and what's a breakup? Define the two.
But still, I'd be like, whoa, you can get over it within like less than 24 hours.
Mm.
If you think about it.
I think a break does not consider as a breakup. So as a break, like the two parties are still together, but they're just taking a break to like think about themselves, work on themselves, so then when they get back together, they'll be stronger for each other.
Yeah.
But
And
a breakup.
And another thing is that he went and hooked up with someone else like right away.
Right away.
Yeah, that was like
right away. So that's different. Even let's say if
and
we were on our break, I'd use it against him. I'd be like, we literally talked about the day of, and that night you did it right away.
Because some people just need some time apart, right? Like even like a week, you just need some time apart.
Or a few days even.
Yeah, some people just need a few days. Like if you've seen each other every day for so long, and then you're just like, okay, or even talk to each other nonstop, you're like, maybe you just need a little breather.
Wait, did he do on the day of or like the next day?
I think it was the night.
The night of. Do you see, that's kind of like, just because we talked about it and you're like upset, you can't do that right away.
Yeah. It's like having an argument with your significant other and then going out and like messing around.
That's another thing. Is that scary? Because most things wouldn't like. Ross was lucky because like a girl was onto him right away. Would you ever wonder? Is like, what if a girl was just on my commands like right away, like when you guys are fighting? That's a scary thought because most times it would never happen. That would never happen to one of us where we just like walk out to a photocopy place and then like, oh, some girl comes onto us.
But for Ross in that episode, he knew he was in the wrong because he felt guilty.
Yeah,
but
he knew
was
right away. Yeah,
he was just prideful enough not to admit.
Yeah,
that
I've always been
wrong.
on Rachel's side. Tommen, my brother, I think you remember him being on Ross's side.
What?
I was like, but like I think I got him to switch, but I was like, how could you defend that guy? It's like, you're gonna break. I was like, shut
Tommen, no.
No, like I don't know. The situation is that's like the one thing that everyone always talks about is the break, and that was one of the.
I don't know. I feel like it depends on trust with your significant other. Like for me, if like my boyfriend and I if we got on a break and he went like out clubbing that night, for me, I would trust him enough that he wouldn't mess around with someone else because. Like, I know him as a person, too. Like, he's not that type of person who would do that kind of stuff.
No, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you should know your significant other. And I think that's why Rachel freaked out.
That's why, because she trusted him.
And she thought he knew him, right?
Yeah.
Like,
that's
he thought
why.
he knew him. And then that's what she was saying. And I think a lot of those scenes was like, I thought I knew you. I thought you were a good person or something.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm with Jennifer.
Yeah.
See, that's why, like, what did you say? If a girl was on my man's... Mm-hmm. You would I would trust him enough to be like, no,
back off.
That's why. Yeah. So like you can't really blame on the other person, right? Because like they're just there, they wouldn't know. But like still, I would just blame the guy and be like, you had the choice to either say yes or no,
for sure,
and you knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
And when alcohol gets into it, I don't think that's an excuse at all.
Never an excuse.
When someone uses that's when they know they have nothing else to use. Like they know
they fucked up.
Yeah, like alcohol is one thing. The only thing that it can do is make you like, if you're just lying there and someone goes on top of you and then you don't even push them off, even then you can push them off, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Unless you're like paralyzed, you know, like there's usually not a good excuse, but that's one of the, and like what, another thing, actually we're gonna take a quick break and come back because we're almost at 25 minutes, so we're gonna take a break and come back, but this is the next question to keep you guys and stay tuned because I like this question. You know what happened with Joey and Ross with Rachel?
Oh,
that's tough.
That's the next question. We're gonna break.
Oh, that is tough.
What's the clapping scene? Did I miss it? Oh, it's earlier, right? No. Hey, I'm gonna pull this off right. Wait. Wait.
Oh my god.
Oh, here. No. Dude, I'm not a Real Friends fan. I think it was in the beginning.
I thought you said you can mouth the word.
I know.
Yeah, on certain
liar.
Oh, there it is. Damn.
No, you just stop.
All right. We back. All right. Where we left off, the last question I was gonna ask, the questionos. The big debate between the Joey, Ross, Rachel love triangle. Big love triangle. So if that happened to you guys in real life, what would you guys do? Well, it depends on which position you're in. Each three characters have a position. So if you're in Joey's position, which is the one that's like falling in love with his friend's, one of his best friend's ex-girlfriend, longtime ex-girlfriend.
Well, in the show, he wasn't like a bad guy. He was aware.
No, I think they always made him look like a good guy.
Right?
You know?
Like
you were cheering for him, low-key.
Yeah, and like he was aware of his actions. He's like, no, I can't. Like that's Ross's like baby mama.
Yeah.
Like what would I do? But the thing is that he couldn't handle it anymore. That's why he ended up telling Ross, right?
True, yeah. And I think he never did anything wrong until he kissed her and crossed the line before talking to him. Which is the point that I don't think I'd ever cross if I was in Joey's position. And if that happened to me, if I was Joey, I'd probably just remove myself from the whole situation.
Though,
I know it's hard because like imagine being like friends with all these people and then just because these dumb feelings, you have to remove your whole self.
But that's the thing. Joey didn't have a crush on her. Like he was in love with her.
Yeah,
So
that's different.
Yeah, crush you can always just spend like a month away and it's gone, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to get rid of a crush, but being in love because they were moved in, right? They were like roommates at the time.
They were roommates,
so, like,
right?
Yeah.
And like opposite genders.
What do you think's
obviously
gonna happen? Like especially, they're both Rachel's fine as fuck. That's all I know. But Joey, they're funny. They had good chemistry on screen too, so you can tell that was kind of like and he was so good with Emma too, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then being in Ross's shoes, that's not okay
I'd be
with me.
choked.
I'd be like, hell no! Like I'm literally having a baby with her.
I think I probably would have reacted almost like the same way as Ross did in the show, because the way he reacted right away is just shock, and then after act crazy. I would have been like, it's fine. I guess it's okay.
His high pitched voice.
I know.
Like being like super okay with it, and then just been like acting super weird, like acting not like myself.
At that time, Ross was also dating another girl.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Okay, that does add a huge element.
Kind of complicated.
And that other girl is Joey's actual ex, but it's a short-term ex, so it's actually a lot more complicated. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
She was dating Joey for like half the season almost. Yeah.
Wait, who is
remember Charlie? Do you remember Charlie?
Oh yeah, Charlie.
Charlie.
Pictures.
The museum.
Charlie from Friendly. Yeah, I'll show you a picture real quick.
Like she's also like someone who works in the museum.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She worked at the museum. She was
so brief that like don't even remember her.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I didn't know I liked her almost like the whole time. Something about her, especially at the end with the how they ended off. It was that was one of the worst. Like
wait, Ross's ex, the one I remember is the one that was not okay with Rachel living with him.
That was
she's kind of
blonde.
blonde.
She got married. She got married
the
to
lesbian.
No.
No.
The second one. Wow, am I blanking on her name? Emma? No, not Emma. What the fuck? That's a daughter.
I forgot too. But you know the one that was like kind of like okay with them.
Emily.
Like, no. Emily's like someone else. The girl after.
I can't think right now.
When Rachel and him were moving in, and then he didn't tell her, and then she was like, "What the?"
Yeah, it's Emily. It's Emily.
No, it's not Emily. It's Emily someone else.
Oh, this one.
No,
you're not thinking of
like the recent ex, the most recent while Rachel was having his baby. Did you get it?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
about. She's like blonde and short hair. That's all I remember.
Oh, Bonnie? Not Bonnie.
No, oh my god, Bonnie.
Mona.
I
was like all these bimbos after right. Like,
can you show me a picture of her?
Yeah, Mona. She was the.
I remember her name, but I don't remember.
Bonnie.
She was the
her
short hair blonde girl. Yeah,
I think
she was very nice. Like
the last ex he had, and then he got back with Rachel.
Yeah, that was the last long term, I guess.
I felt bad for her.
Yeah, she actually did
for
nothing
her,
wrong.
she like literally was like, you're
just
having a kid with your ex, and all of a sudden it's like your ex is moving into your house.
There's so many life situations in this. I'm like, it's pretty out there, but possible. Like they're really crazy, but like I can see it happen. Like other than the fucking when they had triplets at the end? Was it triplets?
Oh, that's Phoebe.
Twins at the end with Chandler and they did have triplets too. That was too out there for me. That triplets one with Phoebe.
Her half brother was crazy.
He was so funny though. He played it really well. That actor.
The old freaking
and
she was the mom from the 70s.
No wonder she looked familiar.
Yeah,
she looks younger a little bit, but like that was like maybe like 10 years before, not even like 10 years before That 70 Show.
And it was funny how like Phoebe was trying to explain to Mike about how she had her brother's kids, and then Mike's like, "What?"
Oh yeah, I have kids with my brother.
Yeah, it's like, when he said I have kids with her brother, it's like, oh man. And one of the kids was named Chandler, and it was the girl.
Yeah.
That was so cute. It was so funny. Because he's like, I'm going to name this last one, the youngest one or whatever.
Chandler.
Yeah, one of them ended up being the girl. Yeah, I love that. Funny. So yeah, I don't know. What about Rachel's position in the love triangle? That's more as you guys are the females.
Rachel, she has the right to just fall in love with whoever, but I feel like at that point she wasn't even in love with Joey. She was just trying to find a rebound.
Yeah.
So for Rachel, I don't think she had.
I think she was in love with the glamour too. You know how she always wanted like. Loki wanted like the fame, glamour, and stuff, and this was when Joey was kind of finally getting his the Days of Our Lives stuff was going well and stuff, and all that stuff. So I think she kind of fell in love with that. The party, the rooftop party. Yeah, that episode was like really when she was going ham to get Joey, right? So
she had like all the numbers with all the actors,
but like. In the beginning, when he like told her about his feelings, she's like, no. Yeah. But then it was after that she like saw this. She's like, I can't stop thinking about him, and it's kind of like, Rachel. Like,
I think it's because Joey was like hanging out with Emma, and then she was like, oh, he looks like a good daddy.
Yeah.
But it's tough
because it's not.
Oh, and then when they in the hospital when he accidentally proposed,
and she's like, sure, and then Ross is like, you said yes, and I was like, oh my god, it's so cringe.
She said all right, I think. It's like, or no, she said okay, right? Something like that.
So, I don't know.
She said like okay. She didn't ever say yes, but then it was like okay, and then and Joey didn't even ask the question. He didn't even say, "Will you marry me?" But in that position, I felt so bad for Ross because he might have proposed. You never know, right?
But it was just it was just so cringe how it happened because Joey didn't even pop the question. She just said okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But it does look like a bad he's on his knees and everything. But like, why would he? You guys are not even together. Like, why would he do that?
Honestly, I felt bad for Joey the whole time because he was like super in love with Rachel, and then like he also felt bad because of Ross's friendship and all that stuff. I feel like
he's the only one at the end of the show that's why I think they did the spin-off for him to kind of give him a happy ending.
He didn't really have
anything.
That's the saddest part about the show. One of the most beloved characters ended with nothing really that great going for him. They should have gave him like a big break or something, like give him like a big Hollywood role or something.
Or like at least a girlfriend.
Or at least a girlfriend.
But since you're talking about Joey, how about when Chandler liked Joey's girlfriend?
Oh right, yeah, there was that time.
And then they actually dated though.
Do you really? Yeah, they went in the box and everything to get her forgiveness.
Yeah.
Because then he kissed her while they were still dating.
That's Chandler's fault.
That was for sure on Chandler. That's like way on the boundaries.
That's so hard though, because like their friendship, they've been friends for so long, and then like that, like I don't know what I would do if I was Joey.
Yeah, I think in general, if my good friend liked my ex or like my boyfriend, I'd be like not okay with it.
For sure.
Like it's just like I just feel like really. But like let's say
that's it. Really.
But then like let's say if feelings were just so strong and you just can't get in between, I'd be like, okay, go for it.
Really, like, you would be like, okay, if it's that.
Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be what's ruining their happiness.
Oh, isn't the case that your boyfriend is into them too, or you just want to let them shoot their shot?
Okay, if we were dating, that's not okay. I just cut them both. I mean, you guys be happy on your own. Yeah, I'd be like,
what if the boyfriend did nothing wrong? What if he's just not into her at all and like?
Then you cut the friend.
Yeah, just the friend.
Yeah,
then.
But like, let's say if they were like doing shit behind my back.
Oh, that's a clear cut both.
But let's say if we broke up. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they started talking.
After you give him if he explained to you like really in depth like I'm in love with this girl.
No, but in general, I'd kind of feel more mad towards the friend because I'd be like, you knew we broke up, you knew how it went, but you still went out of your way to like talk to them.
But the thing I like to defend Chandler too though is like the whole time they were even aiming at this where the writers probably were when they can clearly tell it was Chandler's girl. Like from the beginning, like Joey had nothing in common, and like
that's true.
And like they were just like a fling. You can tell like Joey and them were not gonna last clearly. So that it's still Chandler's in the wrong from making the move, but all he had to do was talk to him. Like Joey said, he would have probably like let him have it because it's so rare when Chandler actually likes someone.
Yeah.
It's just different because when we watch a show, it's like so comedy, so funny, right? So you're like, oh, but then when you actually
that's the
like
thing with
put
Friends,
yourself,
they have so many real like real life moments where like it gets really dramatic, but then they bring in comedy like right away, so it makes it like light, like, you know, it's not too serious, it's not like a full on drama. But then if this didn't have the light comedy, it'd be a full on drama.
It'd be so dramatic.
It'd be like a dramatic show.
I'll make this drama.
Pretty much. True. That's what I like about Friends. Their jokes are just endless. Like, what's some of your guys' favorite moments from the show, or like favorite episode if you can remember?
When Bonnie shaved her head. That was so effed up. I was like, oh my god, her head is literally like.
That's such a female answer, because you could think about your own hair. You're like, I can't believe you fucking do that.
And how Rachel was like, yeah, you look so good. And she did it, and I was like.
Yeah, Rachel, what a bitch for that.
Honestly, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, and then didn't even end up with Ross that night. Like, I know. Well, they did, but then it was like
they broke it off like 2.
That's so funny. Later. He fell asleep. You fell asleep.
But then that was so many pages that he had.
That's true. I gotta admit,
I don't know how you even wrote that.
Yeah,
I know. Pretty wild. I don't know. How about you, Jen?
I think my favorite is. You know Joey's Japanese commercial?
Which one? Something Bond.
The lipstick?
It's like
the purple lipstick.
Ichiban or something.
Ichiban.
Oh my god, the blue
I loved
lipstick.
It. Yeah, it was so funny. Everyone's reaction to it.
Because so you could tell like you didn't watch the tape.
Yeah.
Or the one where he helped Phoebe get like a background role.
Oh, the nurse role,
and she was just so annoying.
She was doing the tremolo shaking.
But it was funny. But I was just so annoyed. And then she was taking it into like when she slapped him in the head. And how he was like, dude, like, oh my god. And then she's just like, you're cheating on me.
Yeah, that was funny too. Or even like Phoebe when she played that. Phoebe has so many great moments. I love Phoebe. She's so funny. Stinky Cat.
Oh my god, those are like.
When she played Estelle on the. As an agent, do you remember that? That was I really liked her as a.
Or like when she was telling Mike that like she has pet rats.
Oh yeah.
And she was feeding them. And
Mike
he was
is like a fucking really good boyfriend, huh? Like he went through.
Him.
I don't think he did anything wrong ever. The only time it was like, oh, I didn't want to be married. That's the only bad thing. Or I didn't want kids or something. Kids, right? Yeah. Yeah, that was the only thing that he did kind of that was off, but it's not even on him. That's his preference. But yeah, he was so good. I actually really liked when what was that? Ross's girlfriend before Emily. It was like in China.
Oh, Julie.
Julie, yeah. She was so nice. Like,
she is, yeah.
She was so kind. I guess she was like a small character just to like make Rachel look bad.
But when like Rachel went to the airport and saw them together, I was like,
that was my heart.
I was like, dude, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
that actually had the flowers and they started bleeding. Put the flowers on.
And then she tossed the flowers to go say hi to them or something.
No, her head started bleeding
because she fell.
Oh yeah.
And then she put the flowers to cover the blood.
Oh yeah.
And like, she was salty ever since.
Yeah, you can tell. Like, well, Ross before that, Ross was so salty about the. What's that, Pablo guy or not Pablo?
Pablo, yeah.
Pablo, right? Yeah.
The one that lived in the
hairy guy, the hairy Italian guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. So it was like back and forth between them. Yeah. For me, one of my favorite episodes was the fridge episode, the one with the fridge. That one specifically. That's the one when Joey's fridge was broken.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? He's so funny in that because he's just like pushing people in the fridge. He's like, you broke my fridge. Yo, you owe me $250.
Or like, I think another episode was funny was that he was on a date and she ate his food.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, Joey doesn't share.
Yeah, Joey doesn't share food.
That's actually so funny, yeah.
That's when you're like, yeah. That's when I was like, I wish I could just I get that. Like sometimes I'm like, let me know so I can order more.
Low key relatable.
Yeah, it is low key because I'm like, let me if I want some, I want you to order more. You know? But other than that, like Joey has so many moments too. I fucking love Joey.
But let's say like our friend group right now, if like let's say there's Ross and Rachel, like if they broke up, like would you guys like how would your dynamic with your friend group
Ross and Rachel, if they broke up and I was obviously on the guy's side, right?
Yeah.
Well, who were we friends with first? Ross, right? Because Rachel came after.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
But would
tough.
you kick Rachel out of that?
Out of the whole group, I think what I would do. Well, I would want to happen is I would want her to be out for a period of time, like hang out with us separately. Like
so 2 groups.
Yeah, it would end up. No, it would have been 2 groups. It's like because we wouldn't plan things always at the same time. I think the show did that a lot, where they're like,
we're in the ski trip when when Rachel planned a ski trip with their friends, but then Ross also planned something else.
Yeah,
but then
like that. Chose. Oh yeah, that's true. Well, I guess then it's like whoever asked first. But that would suck. Yeah, I get that position. It must suck, but eventually they were able to hang out together, and that's what I would hope. But like I know a lot of for me in relationships, I usually just cut it. I can't really keep people around.
That's me too. It's just too much history that you're just kind of like, I don't know, man.
If it's a real long term or like anything that was significant, I usually just, even on social media, I think I usually block or like unfriend or like,
even though it's not even your relationship, you would still block.
Oh no, not someone else. I mean, if it was mine, like I'm talking about like if I had my own, if it broke up, like I usually just cut the whole thing. But the problem is if it was all friends, it's so much harder.
If I hated the girl and she was annoying AF, then that's fine to me.
The friend group.
Okay, never mind. But like
we're all friends.
That's a lot tougher. That's a tough one, yeah. I don't know. I think eventually try to make it work, but it depends on the relationship, because if they're cool to eventually become friends, like they're still working on trying to.
That's hard though.
Yeah.
No, it's too hard.
Yeah.
It's way too hard.
For me, I wouldn't be able to do it, so I would probably it would probably end up splitting. Like I'd probably either hang out with each people separately, go from there, but I wouldn't. I don't think I could hang out with a person anymore. Or maybe once in a blue moon, you know? Mm-hmm. But it's so awkward, especially if it gets real. Can you imagine seeing them with another person? Like, it's so weird.
I know, that's so sad.
Right? Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one, for sure. Mm-hmm. I don't know. The show, my favorite thing is the rewatch value of it. It's timeless.
Like,
you know?
you can never get too bored of watching it.
That's true. I always click on a random episode. I'm like, ooh, I forgot about this one.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about the show is that you don't need to literally go episode 1 to 24, whatever. Yeah. You can just pick up your random episode or pick a random season even and just start watching from there.
Mm-hmm. That's what I do.
Yeah, like sometimes you don't want to go through the beginning bullshit of like getting the characters getting to know themselves. Yeah. You can tell the actors are still building into their own characters right in the beginning. They're not like super comfortable with them yet. Like Joey really grew into his character. Like Matt LeBlanc, he really grew into his character. Same with Chandler. Like, oh, actually Chandler's pretty good right away.
But like,
Rachel,
if you watch the most recent episodes and you compare to the first season,
holy
crap, they look so different.
They look different. They act different.
You like,
they become the character. You know,
I like really forgot what they look like and how they act.
Yeah.
And then when I looked back, I was like, whoa, they look so different.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was still really good enough for us to like stay and keep watching.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap things up. How about a quick review? Who would you recommend this show to? And like, is it for anyone, or is it for certain people that really like it? Or what kind of genre? People that like maybe compare it with another show? For me, this one is really... if you like How I Met Your Mother, you'll definitely like Friends.
I like Friends more, and I want to try to watch How I Met Your Mother.
I think How I Met Your Mother did steal a lot of things from Friends, and they just kind of made it more modern. It did come out after.
It's more modern, yeah.
It's more modern, yeah. It like ended 2013 or 12 or something. Pretty.
I would say modern. Big Bang and How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Is almost.
Yeah. Like
a friend group. It's more modern.
It's basically a friend group, and it's very relatable, but at the same time, it's very out there. You know, like it's relatable stuff, but like it's stuff that's like whoa, like.
I would compare that 70s shows more with Friends because it was still kind of the 1990s.
That 70s show is like the 70s teenage version of the Friends almost,
that's why.
Right? While the Friends is like in their 30s, it's like what people are going to be in their 30s, right? So, yeah, I don't know. If I had a friend group in the 30s like that, it's freaking dope. That's exactly what you kind of want.
I think that's the goal, to all live close to each other. And
just literally, I know.
Literally goals for fun.
Being like NYC and just like living across from each other.
That's
and just with your really close friends, that'd be
That'd be awesome.
That'd be dope. Like, but eventually, like they did at the end, which is so
that was
sad.
so sad. They were adulting.
That was adulting for them. Yeah, that's like, oh my god, they're buying houses, they're having kids, they're getting married. It was so weird to see. Even though they've been adulting throughout the whole thing of getting jobs. This whole show is just about growing up, basically, of being an adult, getting jobs, being in relationships, drama with friends, all that stuff, right? So it's like, it was cool to see them do like the ultimate accomplishments at the end. Rachel almost got to go to Paris, but then ended up choosing love with Ross, and then they have the baby. So I'm glad they have, Emma's gonna have both parents.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? That's huge. And she's still young, so she won't even know about all that stuff.
And they got back together, so.
Yeah, right? And then...
Honestly, Ross's and Rachel's relationship, like, freaking...
pisses
me off. It's so bad.
I'm like, you guys could have been together the whole time, man. Fuck.
Like,
I know.
So
figure your shit out, right?
Like,
figure your shit out. It would have been fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. I guess you need some drama for a good show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. True. So I think this is a show pretty much for everyone. I know. I hear that.
Is there a dog?
Is that Biscuit? You want to bring Biscuit in before we wrap up here?
He's not outside. He's at home.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Next time, Biscuit's her puppy.
I know.
All right, let's wrap it up then. Any last thoughts, like, or plugs or anything you guys want to talk about?
No.
Yeah, it's Saturday night, so they're probably gonna get lit.
We're starting.
Cheers. Thanks for coming on the show. And if you guys want them back on the show, just comment below or message me and be like, yo, bring them back on the show. Or
for sure.
Yeah,
we're gonna get rated, hey? Like, are they like a 5 out of 5 or like a 2?
Yeah, like all these people rating them. Like my lighting is making them better. No, don't worry.
Wow.
I can roast my friends like that, okay? But don't get butthurt, world. Don't get butthurt. All right, thanks, guys. See you later.
Thanks.
Bye.
Peace.